Isn't it amazing to have such a father like we do? He's faithful, he's awesome. And what a good example of how to be a father, you know. I want to pick up our conversations about worship here in John 4. And Jesus is mentioning here, let's read it together because you're going to question me in 2 seconds about what I'm going to say. So, yeah, verse 23. But the hour is coming, and now is when the true worshippers will worship the Father in spirit and truth. For the Father is seeking such to worship him. God is spirit, and those who worship him must worship in spirit and truth. So let me read that again, and let me put an emphasis on the right syllable, so you guys can understand what I'm saying, okay? Just having fun with you, is that okay? So let's go. It says, the hour is coming, and now is when the true worshippers, everybody say true worshippers? True worshippers, will worship the Father in spirit and truth. We get that. For the Father is seeking such. We have put a big emphasis on our callings and being amazing men and women of God. But if I understand what Jesus is saying here, the Father isn't seeking the next great prophet. He's not seeking amazing pastors and ministers. He's not seeking servants. He is seeking worshippers. There's one thing he desires, and it's worshippers. I think if we can get this right, everything else in our lives will be easier. We put such an emphasis on our callings and our purpose, that we run from conference to conference and we chase prophets down to prophesy over us. What am I? Who am I? And then he tells you, you are awesome. And you're like, yeah, but what kind of awesome? I don't know. Hey, guys, I've been there. What are we? And long story short is that our focus is on what we would like to become instead of what we are, or what we actually think, what we value, what we think the Father values. We think the Father somehow values prophets and apostles more than he values us. Let me read this scripture to you again, and let me show you something else. Jesus is saying, the hour is coming, and now is when the true worshippers will worship the Father in spirit and truth. For the Father is seeking such to worship him. He is not seeking worship. Did you notice that? The Father is seeking such to worship him. His first thing that's on his heart before the worship is the worshipper. God is not looking for great intercessors. He's not looking for warriors. He's not looking for healing evangelists. He's looking for worshipers. And I want to ask you a simple question. Do you want to please the Father? Do you really want to please the Father? See, because we think we please the Father by running around doing signs and wonders and miracles. And let me be very straight with you. There is a verse in the Bible that Jesus says, people will come in those days and they will say, but we healed the sick in your name. We cast out demons. We raised the dead. We raised the dead in your name. And he will say, go away from me. I don't know you. Is it maybe because he didn't desire dead raising, demon delivering, powerful, anointed people, but that his desire was really worshippers? This is the thing that changed my life and my perspective a couple of years ago. I was in a place where for a long time I had all these teachings and studies that I did about worship, and my heart was really to teach about worship, but I never had any opportunities. And then suddenly God opened up a door, and it was amazing. And I got very excited, and he asked me, Louis, are you excited to teach all your revelation on worship? And I was like, yeah, it's gonna be cool, But I knew something else was coming, because if he asks a question, it's because he usually knows the answer. So then he said, Louis, I want you to, instead of teaching all your great revelation and look good, and, there will be a measure of glory on that, and you will look awesome, and everybody will think you're real clever. And he doesn't mind that. He doesn't mind that people think we're clever. He said, I want you to raise up worshippers. Whatever you do, don't try to look clever and big and present big revelation that people can't root and ground in their lives. I want worshippers, Louis. And that's what I want to land with today. Are you content with being a worshipper? And if God's eyes are going to and fro across the earth today, will he find you as a worshipper, or will he find just another intercessor? Or will he find just another prophet, or just another pastor, or just another powerful man of God, warrior? I don't know what you like to call yourself. And those things are all valid, but they are secondary. Secondary. If they were more important, Jesus would have said, God the Father is searching for prophets. He would have said, he's searching for apostles. But Jesus never once said that. We are so consumed with what we want to be and what we do that we forget who we are. God is more interested in us positioning ourselves to him as sons, worshiping him, bowing ourselves down, exalting him. The worshipper. That first position. I hope this helped you, and I hope this challenged you. Be blessed, and I hope this freed you from chasing something that's actually less important. Have an awesome week. This is Louis and Jamie with Release Your Sound.